New background.
New background. New attempt at a new setting.
Yeah.
New vibe.
What's the one we used when Jack was here?
Yeah. Whip plus plant though.
Well, it's just a Jack upgrade.
Yeah, true. That's a good point.
The plant, Jack
he
into
won't
plant.
like hearing that.
Well, I think he'd understand.
Sometimes it's got to take your licks.
Yeah. We didn't tell him about, the intense DMs we got after that.
Yeah, exactly.
Get him off.
This bloke's no good. Off the show.
In saying that, another guest coming up potentially pre-State of Origin.
Definitely.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. It could be you.
Does the guest not know he's the guest yet?
No. Well, we talked about it previously.
Okay.
But yeah, I think he knows.
Okay.
I haven't asked him about it again. I need to follow up.
That'll be awkward because there'll definitely be someone listening who's like, there's a chance that's me.
But like I said, don't get your hopes up, but it could be you. Yeah, baby.
Marshall gets away. Marshall's still going. Marshall's got Richards coming up outside. Now inside.
All right, what's up, nerds? Welcome back to the Barflies podcast, episode 37 this week. Good to be here as always. It's Wednesday night. Seems to have become the new night for thy pod.
It has become the new night for the pod.
Why?
Not by intention.
No,
I think it's just kind of
circumstantial.
happened that way the last couple Mondays. Something's popped up.
I feel like
been sick or
maybe like
something.
the back-to-back long weekends didn't help.
Definitely
And then
not.
I went to a festival and I went to Brisbane. You were sick one week. It's just kind of all been...
It's kind of all been pointing Wednesday's way. So the new night or day that the pod's out on now would be Thursday, Friday.
It'll be Thursday. Because I finish early on Thursday. I take a half day just for,
Very nice.
own... Just so I don't burn out.
Pleasure. Well, you don't want to burn out.
No, well, I've got ripping and tearing to do on the weekend.
Yeah.
So if
Barista burnout is a common thing as well.
Oh, it's good. It's gone back
commonly-
centuries.
Yeah, it's commonly known.
Barista burnout.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, we talk shit and people like slander hospitality. We'll never take hospitality slander.
No.
It does burn you out if you're not careful.
Yeah.
Hence the Thursday half day.
You got to do it.
I'm joined always today by my good friend and comrade, Alexander Russell. Sprightly, I would say.
Me?
Well, both.
Yeah. Well, we're up and about. We're keen to do it. It's Wednesday. It's the day. It's podcast day.
It's also the thing, like, when you do the pod on Monday, there's a chance that one of us is still going to...
Bounce.
Or both.
Yeah.
Just reeling. Maybe not
Reeling.
fully bounce, but just reeling
At
from
times, reeling is a good way to put it. Just, yeah, that's a good way to kind of explain it. Yeah, feeling good. Didn't really go out on the weekend. Took it easy. Very chill.
Isn't it a very, like, liberating feeling?
Yeah, I've been pretty good recently. Not going out that much, mainly because I have been sick as well. But yeah, feeling good, mate. Sprightly, up and about for a Wednesday. Get yourself in the mentality. It's podcast day.
Well, I've started to, like, rule the weekend earlier and earlier. Initially, the weekend started Friday morning because, like, you've already clocked off when you walk into work on Friday.
Yeah.
Then I've brought it back to Thursday because I have a half day on Thursday. And it's also Thursday, so, like, we're on the tail end of the week.
Ending good.
I've now brought it back to Wednesday knockoff because now I'm like, it's Wednesday knockoff. I do the pod on Wednesday.
So you have a 3-day working week.
Pretty much.
And you'll burn out from that 3-day working week if you don't watch out. Like,
Exactly.
Careful.
Exactly.
You're going to burn out from those huge 3 days.
Exactly. So it's my weekend now
Yeah.
from here on out.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I roll in tomorrow, I do 5 hours, 6 hours.
Whatever. Lackluster.
Yeah, lackluster. And then, Friday's Friday. So,
Is what it is.
dude, honestly, well, you can't. You're a hospitality worker. Or you're a, like, weekend worker, I should say.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have traditional Friday knockoff,
No.
Saturday, Sunday off. But for those that do, I implore you to knock off Wednesday arvo.
If you can get away with it, just count Thursday and Friday off the books. And
You can still, like, it's almost just the mindset more than anything. It's like I'm still going to work and I'm still doing the work, but I'm just in the weekend mindset. You know what I mean?
Well, I've always said Thursday is one of the best days of the week, if not the best.
We say it every week.
We're big advocates for the Thursday night. And like a Thursday night blowout doesn't count as a blowout in my eyes, or like a midweek blowout. Because it's technically, it's like,
It's
it
praise.
doesn't count. And like,
It's praise for the weekend.
And like, fine, you might be like Friday's Friday. You know, like when do you get that much done on a Friday anyway?
Exactly. And like, if you're bounced on Friday, you go into work bounced. You don't have time to be bounced because it's Friday.
Yeah.
So you just got to...
And the next day, and you can sleep it off the next day. Like tomorrow's Saturday, you don't have anything on. Sweet.
Yeah. Fuck, we're smart, eh?
We are. We're pretty clever.
This is why you guys listen to this
Yeah.
pod.
I still
You
can't
know?
believe you've wrangled yourself a 3.5 day working week and then call yourself, I don't want to burn out. That's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah, it's dual. Like, obviously, I'm still working Thursday, Friday. I'm not actually working 3 days. I'm just saying I'm getting in the mentality for the weekend.
Yeah.
On Wednesday at 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Which is I respect.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'd say it's eyes up.
It's very
Some might not. I'm sitting here. Well, do I need to talk about my weekend first? Maybe.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, I had a good weekend.
Mm.
Friday night went to the Tigers Bulldogs game at Leichhardt.
How was it?
It was good.
Very wet.
It wasn't though. It rained a little bit on the way in, like a sprinkle. Excuse me.
You're excused.
But then it held off for the whole game. We were in the corner where nothing happened, which was kind of
I
unfortunate.
love that.
Big Ken ripping and tearing up the other end. But it was a great evening. Went to a pub in Leichhardt and then,
Good Italian food in Leichhardt, I've heard.
yes.
Big
Robbie
Italian.
Farah, I'm pretty sure, has an Italian restaurant in Leichhardt.
Big Italian community in Leichhardt, from what I've heard.
Well, my current boss, actually, before he owned Cafe where I work now, had an Italian restaurant in Leichhardt.
Well, there you go.
And he's Italian.
Mate,
So,
stars are aligning here.
it was good. As we left the ground, we swore we wouldn't go back to Newtown. We were like, nah. Well, for one night, we can stay away. So we stayed in Leichhardt.
Is King Street the new Corso for you?
Kind of, yeah. It's like you don't necessarily want to go there, but you kind of always end up back there.
Do you have? Where would you rather end up, Corso or King Street?
King Street.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
Yeah. Okay.
no qualms with King Street
Okay.
per se, but like I'd kind of just be keen to like branch out a little bit more. Since I've moved to the city, I don't think I've left Newtown hardly for the most part.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
I can. Yeah.
And it's like we're out in Leichhardt. We're in a place where there's pubs and like there's stuff going on.
Let's check it out.
Let's rip and tear out here, which we did.
The Bridge Hotel is near there, I think.
Yeah, all the beer. I can't remember what pub we ended up going to.
Right.
Forgive me, but all the like popular pubs on the way out from Leichhardt Oval were packed. So we walked like a little bit to get to one.
Okay.
We walked to like some random Irish pub.
Trusty.
Can't
go wrong with an Irish pub.
I'll say this though, I had probably one of the worst Guinnesses of all time.
Really?
Yeah, it was terrible.
I've still never had a Guinness.
Well, don't go there.
Not there?
No, I had an Irish chick working at my cafe last week.
Yeah, nice.
And she's like, dude, like you've got to try Guinness like in
The factory.
like country Ireland.
I want to go to the Guinness. Like one of my things is when I eventually do go traveling in Europe, I desperately want to go to the Guinness factory. That's on the list.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it's like the Guinness factory.
Okay.
And there's a bar there, and you can get fresh Guinness.
Wouldn't you rather just go like to like an old pub?
Well,
Or
I
would
mean,
you
it's
do
kind
both?
of
You
the
probably do
same.
both, I guess.
Oh, what? I'm not saying. Yeah, you can't only do one. I'm sure you can.
No, if you go to the factory, you're actually not allowed to go to any
you can't
pubs.
go anywhere else in Ireland. Though you get stamped. You can't go anywhere else. No, I feel like both would be a great option. But I feel like it'd be cool. Imagine the first time you have a Guinness is in the Guinness factory.
Yeah. Well, yeah, this chick said to me, she's like, mate, the Guinness in Australia is piss. She said it with that accent too. She said,
It's
mate,
push.
mate.
The Guinness here is push. It's no good.
So yeah, had one of the worst Guinnesses of all time. Dare I say, the 2 years old gets the nod there. That's saying something. It's
Wow.
It's not even a stout. It's still a right.
What is 2 years old?
What are the two? What's a Guinness?
Dark ale. That's Guinness is a stout.
Yeah,
2 years old's a dark ale.
Correct. That's how bad it was. So,
Gross.
then, yeah, like we did in true fashion, rolled back into Ergo. Nothing crazy.
Delicious.
And that was about it for my weekend, pretty much.
I did see you on Saturday night.
Briefly.
Fleetingly. I was driving over the weekend, and I was touched base at a party. Some of the lads said g'day, hung around for like an hour. I was waiting to say hi to you before I left.
Yeah.
But you were late, which was kind of annoying.
I wasn't late. I had soccer.
All right, no worries. Anyway,
And then I went to the pub after.
Yeah. And I was like, waiting for this bloke to turn up, say g'day, and yeah.
It was good. Nothing crazy happened. I didn't rip and tear too hard at said party. Have to get back to my bed.
Yeah.
It was too far away.
We were talking about this pre-pod. Cody doesn't like say if you are out somewhere and you have prees at your friend's house and you probably know you're going to end up there, or you're going to end up at a friend's. Cody's saying he doesn't like driving there before and just G'ing up, staying there overnight so that you can drive home the next day.
A better way to frame it
Got to
would
be in bed.
I would always like to be in my own bed at the end of the night.
I'm impartial. I don't mind. I don't mind a little couch.
A little crash?
Yeah.
You crashed on my couch.
I've done it on a lot of the couches in the bubble, to be fair.
Yeah. Have you?
Yeah. Especially at Ryan's and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. They started calling me the lizard. Just cause.
The couch lizard.
The couch lizard.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I still feel like I'd be in the majority. That most people would want to be in their own bed.
Yeah.
Like you and EJ against me isn't saying much.
Yeah, that's the other end of the spectrum, I guess, mate.
Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's a good way to put it, actually.
It's like, who am I losing to?
Yeah.
Two of the guys ripping hairs. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'll pass out of my mate's couch.
Yeah.
Really good.
Yeah, sweet, dude.
That's groundbreaking stuff, bro.
Speaking of groundbreaking material,
let's go, dude.
we have
Drafted?
We've got a draft of the Barflies playoff bracket G'd up for you, the listener. We had a couple suggestions. Still waiting to hear more. Do we read out the 16 now? Do we give them a sneak peek as to what
Should we give him like the first, or should we give them the most recent 8? Because they would be the most, and we'll still leave a bit of it as a surprise. Do you know what I mean? We'll give them some examples, maybe.
Okay. We'll choose.
So, I can't really remember how we spoke about it on the pod a couple of weeks ago, but basically, we're trying to.
We spoke about 2 weeks in a row.
Yeah, 2 weeks in a row. We're trying to play off, the honourable mentions of the podcast over the last 37
Pit them
weeks.
against each other in a playoff style Hunger Games scenario.
Battle to the death, which they have no input on.
Yeah.
It's strictly decided by me and Xander.
Yeah.
So, if you guys want to DM us some suggestions, I'll read you some of the ones we've got so far. The Black Man, Night Guy, Unfinished Segments, Brisbane, TikTok Fame, Adult Hot Chocolates, Hinge Girls.
Stop there. That's enough.
I'll leave it there.
That's enough. So that's just a sneak. That's just a little sneak peek, if you will, to what we've got so far. We've got 16. So what was that? About 6.
That was 6, I think. Yeah. So you'll hear the other 10. I'd say if I pull my finger out and Photoshop it up this week.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try to do it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And we'll do it next week on the pod.
Excellent. And we'll put up another story.
Tonight.
Yeah.
No, it'd have to be tomorrow. After I post the pod.
We'll do it tomorrow. Just reminding you that it's coming.
Because we might have forgotten people. That's what we're saying. We might have forgotten some serious characters.
Yes.
That might be more memorable to you than to us. I think the Black Man goes deep.
The Black Man goes deep.
I won't say anymore.
He's been quiet for a while though.
He has. It's disappointing.
I haven't heard. I think. Yeah. I've been eagerly awaiting to hear more.
I haven't crossed paths with anyone of his radius either. His inner circle.
Oh.
I have like how you kind of know who his mates are.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of them in ages.
Right. Okay.
So
might be in hiding.
Anyway, that's to come.
As always, we've got our love and hate this week. As always. Why don't you go first, Cody?
I feel like you go first every week. Not in a bad way.
Okay, so you want me to go first again?
Well, sure. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah. Why don't you go first?
Fine. Mine are kind of linked. My love this week, Strepsils. How good. That's all,
Strepsils
self-explanatory.
they're your shoulder to cry on in a time of need.
And I've been in need because my hate is simply the flu season.
Isn't dude, when you're sick and and it hurts to swallow, one of the worst feelings of all time?
Yeah.
Dude, how old are you?
Yeah. No, I didn't say anything.
You're 23.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah, I didn't do anything.
But you know when it feels like you got glass in your throat? Shards of glass?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm tall.
Stop looking at me like that.
I'm literally looking at you like I always do.
You've thrown me. You totally thrown
I'm
me
not.
with immaturity. But
Sorry.
Are you done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay.
Yeah, go.
But that feeling honestly sucks. Just being sick. That was me in Brisbane last week. I was reeling. I was in a bad way.
Yeah. When you were down bad because no swallowing action in Brisbane.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's I got that yesterday. What's pretty much been happening is the last 3 weeks, I don't know whether I got I think I got 2 different sets of flu/cold.
Do you reckon one of them was COVID?
I don't know, maybe. But I think what my mum explained it to me, because she works in the hospital, that because of COVID, people haven't been getting the flu, and it's also affected people's immune system. So now it's now that the flu season's come about, people aren't as strong, so they're down, so they're more susceptible to being sick. So now that I've had the flu, it's made it more weak, and then it's opened it up to other things. So that's why it's felt like it's kind of kicked back into gear again. I've been sick for a while.
Well, we did discuss the declining immunity last week.
Yeah.
Re-flu. But because I was listening back to the pod yesterday, and you said you got sick twice, which is kind of what you're talking about. I didn't.
No.
I was sick for a few days and I was sweating.
I suppose everyone's different, but I have heard a few people similar to me.
Pussies.
And what's been happening is I've got every symptom. I'd taste for a little bit, blocked nose, ears, pressure, everything. And now everything's good, and I've just got a blocked sinus, and that's it. So now
you're on the tail.
It's on the tail. I've got the last little bit, and then I'm going to be sweet. So I can't wait for that. But Strepsils have been saving my life.
Orange?
Lemon, ginger.
Which ones are they? Are they the yellow ones?
Yellow ones.
You would get those ones.
I would. Hitting hard. Doing the fucking huge lift, if I don't mind saying so.
Strepsils are gun. They're the, and again, tip of the hat to the butter menthol. Been getting it through its work for,
Centuries. Yeah.
Is the butter menthol older than Australia?
Probably.
I don't know.
Yeah. Genghis Khan, well-known butter menthol user. Conqueror of worlds.
Well,
used butter menthol.
He was one of the great swallowers.
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
How
old are you again? Sorry, bro.
Nice. My love this week is Lime bikes. And look, there's been a bit of chatter about the Lime bike in the Newtown Urco community over the last couple of weeks.
Tell me about it.
EJ and Kane have been all over it. They got one home from a rave on Saturday night, which is incredibly dangerous and illegal. Not dangerous per se, more just illegal. Dangerous because it's 2 a.m. Because you can't ride a bike when you're pissed.
I didn't actually. I forgot that was a law.
Yeah, you can't.
I just thought that was peeing in public.
Yeah,
it's technically illegal, but no one's going to pull you up on it.
Well, if you're just riding on empty streets at 2 a.m. in the back of Newtown,
right?
That's kind of like if you pee behind a tree.
Okay.
But if you got your dick out in the middle of a park,
yeah, true.
Vis-a-vis riding a Lime bike pissed at 2 a.m. at 2 p.m. rather in the middle of the day along King Street, it would be more illegal.
True. Yeah. No.
Are you happy to go with that? I'm happy
to go with that.
I'm making out laws as we go here.
Yeah, that's okay.
But do you get
no,
the vibe?
that was a good analogy.
A good analogy?
Yeah. Sure.
So I got one home last night. I only had one beer, so I was under the legal. Swear to God, no cap.
Continue.
One beer. You check my bag. I got no money, so I had one beer, and I rode I was like, I like was planning to walk home, and then I walked past the line bike,
Oh.
and like I wasn't far from home. I was like, I
Did
don't know.
it just look at you funny?
It was like I was like maybe a 6-minute walk, and well, it was there, and I was like, well, I may as well try this.
Is it based on time?
Yeah.
Will you pay based on time
So-
or distance?
Time. So it's a dollar fee to start, and then it's like 20 cents a minute or something.
Right. Okay.
And it's got a motor in it.
Yeah,
So
the
when you
electric bikes, yeah.
I don't know how they're charged.
The sun? Is it solar powered?
I don't know.
Or is it movement? Like, does the movement itself charge the battery?
TBC, I guess.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yes, I, got the app as I'm standing there, got the app, jumped on. I flew down the road. I was home in like 40 seconds.
Beast.
Had so much fun the whole way.
Well, they get a big run this side of the bridge, particularly in the city. I see them around Broadway and out here in the inner west. They're not on the beaches. I think last time when they had that bike scheme on the beaches, not to be trusted because people just rode them like 12 kilometres to get home from Manly. And they just ended up everywhere or just in bushes and in the ocean.
The beaches, there's like two. Well, Kane was actually saying this. He was like,
it's too expansive in a way, and like the air. Yeah, everyone.
And it's all really hilly as
Yeah.
well. The northern beaches are very hilly, so it's like it's hard to ride around there. Like if you can literally ride from Surrey Hills to Newtown. That's what the boys did on the weekend.
Yeah,
in
so
like
cool.
5 minutes, which is like a 10-minute Uber.
Yeah, you
But a
can.
5-minute bike ride.
Like if I go, like I walked from Surrey Hills the other day to uni, and it was 5-10 minutes. So
It's 30 seconds on a bike. 1 minute.
speed of sound. The line bike can break the speed of sound.
Well, it's
To be
always
confirmed. Or is
Yeah.
that true?
That's true.
Wow. With those quads, mate, anything's possible.
Well, look,
You
can't
never
get
know.
the skinny jeans. Let's just say that.
And that's a shame because you look so good in skinny jeans as well.
Aren't we glad the skinny jeans died out, dude? When I see people wearing skinny jeans now, that's an ick, bro.
I had a pair of jeans that I was wearing a lot, and I didn't realize they're getting progressively skinnier and skinnier. And after like a couple of weeks, I put them on, and I remember my mates going like, "Oh, you put on skinny jeans tonight?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" And of course, I don't notice because it's this gradual decline. And I look down, and it's like, I was like, "Oh."
And you're like instantly insecure.
No, like honestly, I was shocked at myself. I felt like going home. I felt like going home and changing.
I would have. I honestly would have.
It was-
Well, I'd never let it get to that point, but
It was embarrassing.
Yeah.
And I don't get embarrassed easily. But it was embarrassing.
yeah, it's like I would never wear a t-shirt where the sleeves are too short.
Yeah,
Like I'm not insecure about my
we just-
melted ice cream rig.
look, we just know our strengths. And is our rig our strength? Maybe. But it's not on the upper end of our strength.
No, but I
list.
would say like I'm not insecure about. I would rather go out shirtless than with
a short t-shirt.
exactly right.
That's a fair statement.
In saying that, I'm 5'6" and I operate pretty strictly in large or XL. So
I have pretty strict t-shirt policy.
yeah, it's very strict. If
Yeah.
you buy me a t-shirt that doesn't fit, I'll tell you it's a cool t-shirt. I'm not gonna wear it. Do you know what I mean?
Goes back to Vinny's.
Well, depend. Well, if it's from Vinny, sure. Is returning things to Vinny's a thing? I feel like that's kind of like scummy.
Isn't it just like taking the clothes back to the op shop where people have already returned them? So I think that's pretty play on.
Yeah, okay.
It's literally a place made out of things that have been returned. or
Yeah.
that no one wants.
That's true. But do you take it in as a return and get your money back? That's what I'm asking. Or do you just send it back?
Depends how much you paid for it.
Yeah,
if
if
you
you
paid
paid-
$3 for a shirt and you go back and you want your $3, it's kind of like, what are you doing? Saying that, this is coming from someone who bartered something down from $6 to $5 at Vinny's. So maybe I'm not the best person to ask what the kind of go is in that scenario. But in my opinion, it's play on.
Okay. Play on in the sense that. So does the
I don't
item-
know what I mean when I
Why
said
can't
play on.
I can't talk today. Does the item of clothing have to be over like a certain amount?
Yes.
If it was like a shirt that
Yes.
was, let's say the shirt was $20.
Well, yeah, you can return that.
Okay.
Because $20, you can do a lot with $20. If it was, more than, depends how valuable $10 is to you. or even 5,
Mm.
or just your money in general.
Mm.
But like, I feel like $20 is acceptable.
Yeah, I'll do it. Last night I ended up at a pool comp in Newtown,
How'd you go?
and I got knocked out in the prelims.
Devastating.
And then I played a third place playoff,
Right.
and there was a beer voucher on the line. Unfortunately, I lost the playoff as well. So bounced the preliminary, lost the playoff.
Big game player, not rising to the occasion there. Disappointing to see.
But the guy gave me the beer voucher, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll have it."
The guy who beat you.
Yeah, he won the free beer, and he gave it to me. He was like, "Good game, you can have this." I was like, "Sweet, cheers."
Jeez, what a good bloke.
I don't know, and people were like, "Why would you like take it?" I was like, "Why wouldn't?" Like, I didn't even like say, "No, mate, you have it." I just took it. I was like, "Sweet, cheers."
You didn't offer it back. You grub.
What he said?
You're a grub, mate. So you didn't politely go, "Oh, are you sure?"
No, I was off him because he beat me. Fuck that guy, dude.
Mate, that's
Is that scummy?
you know what? I reckon that's not far away from that bloke who didn't give you AirPod back.
But he just handed it to me, and I just took it. Like, he didn't say, "Here, have this." He just went like that, and I was like, "Cheers."
Yeah. You know.
Come on.
I
Are you offering that back?
Yes.
Think about your soul that
Okay.
you've lost. You know, like, I'm not right. I'm not.
Yeah, I'll go, "Are you sure?" "Oh, are you sure, mate?" "Okay, no worries."
But I've kind of stopped doing that. Are you sure? I think it stemmed from like getting tipped at work.
Mm.
When people tip you at
No,
work,
I never question that.
I used to go someone because the first time I got tipped $50, I was like, $50 as an 18-year-old was like a lot to me.
Yeah.
I was like, "Are you
It's
sure?"
a lot of money to anyone, to be fair.
And then he was like, "Yeah, man, have it." And then everyone was like, "Don't question it, just take it."
Just take it.
So I think I was, excuse me, imploring some of that energy,
Right.
and I was just like, "Thanks, cheers." Free beer.
Different, yeah, but I mean, it's only, what's $5? I mean, it's not, but it's polite. It's polite to offer.
Yeah. Well, it's polite for him. I'll take
Lucky
it.
he's a good bloke. I'm not.
Yeah, well, I'm a scumbag. That's well established.
Speaking of good blokes, bad blokes, your hate. Well, your hate is kind of an interesting one this week because it's quite a topic of discussion. The social sport hierarchy.
The social sport hierarchy. Look, it's pretty simple. If you play Div 4 football,
May I interject here quickly?
quickly introduce
This is
them.
something a lot of our listeners will be aware of.
Yeah,
I'm going
yeah,
to say a lot of people who listen have played social sport to some level.
And I think this will make sense to a lot of you.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's a player in your team. And there was a player in my team. Okay. A friend of mine, he graced me with this wisdom one time.
Mm.
He said, if you're a shit player,
He was we talked about this at the party on Saturday.
We did.
He was there.
he was there. If you're a good bloke and a good player, top of the tree.
Yeah.
If you're a shit player and a good bloke, you're sweet. You're in the clear.
Middle of the pack.
Middle of the pack. But if you're a shit player and a shit bloke, you're probably one of the shittest blokes of all time.
Yeah.
So, look, I may or may not be in a team of social sport, where social sport is played.
Yeah.
And there may or may not be a player in my team that is a shit player and a shit bloke. But the worst part about it all, and so much so it is for these shit player / shit blokes, is that they don't know that they're shit.
They never because they're not self-aware enough to
No.
realise
Exactly.
that no one likes them.
So, look, this bloke is standing marked the entire game, screaming at me for the ball. This is, interjected between him missing open goals, taking bad touches, and not completing a pass. And quite frankly, it's making my blood boil. Because he has the nerve to walk off half-time with his head held high and try and say something inspirational. I'm like, mate, how about you drop back on D and then we'll listen to you?
I didn't know I played in your team.
But anyway, I'm off this guy. So,
Rattled.
rattled, dude.
Is there a mid-game blow-up on the way from you reckon, at some point?
It's just kind of like passive-aggressive constructive criticism.
It's bubbling.
Well, it's not really constructive. It's just criticism.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
I
like he'll
feel
do
you.
a pass. I'm like, mate, you didn't even look. And then he'll like fire back at me with an excuse as to why he did what he did.
Okay.
And I'll be like, it's coming.
It's coming.
It's coming, dude.
the kettle's boiling.
Look, I sweat. I cut it back to him on the weekend for a shot, and it got caught under his feet. Not for the first time this year. That exact thing has happened. So
And
It's
when
getting personal.
you when you attack this man's weekend social sports stats, that's another assist to the great man Cody Bryan that could have been, and it hasn't happened.
Well, don't
So,
take my gold contributions away from you.
Yeah, because those matter come award season.
100%
Because
they do.
this, Cody's dropped down from Premier League to
Div
Div 4.
4.
He's expecting some kind of silverware, whether individual or team trophies at the end of the year.
Preferably individual.
And if you're some dribbler, who can't string a pass together, you're affecting that. And he's a star player, Cody Bryan. He's not going to be happy because Cody Bryan wants to see some medals.
Look, he's interrupting my flow.
Yeah.
I'll say that.
Okay.
This is why I play as any on pro clubs. You know what I mean?
Because this doesn't happen.
It doesn't happen. This is why I don't have these problems.
Yeah, I don't have these problems on a video game, but in real life, it's
But
different.
the most frustrating part is like the other 10 players in my team are competent,
Right.
but they all go about their business and do it politely and keep their mouth shut.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's just said worst dribbler, can't stop dribbling.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
Happens.
it does happen.
Happens.
Where are we at?
Where are we at? We're moving on. Last week we did a segment, and you know what? I quite enjoyed doing it. I think Cody liked it.
Sure.
I think because he didn't say no when I suggested it again.
No, I liked it. I did like it.
We're going to bring back Nat Geo barflies because we're going to give you a couple facts on one subject only that you can bust at any time. Whether it might even be pub trivia or it might be to impress a lady friend. You never know.
Mhm.
You never know. We actually had the topic I had two topics last night. One of them was guns, but I think considering that shooting that happened in the US last night, we probably won't do that one because that was pretty crazy. Like we were talking about it pre-show actually about that, the fact that you can go in the US, like you can buy an assault rifle.
It's etched, dude.
Like why? When have you ever just went, oh, you know what? If I had an assault rifle with me right now, this would help so much in this scenario.
Yeah. Look, I think we keep it light with the American politics here.
Yeah.
But
It's
yeah.
just like it
The
seems
fact
like it
you can buy-
happens every couple months. This happens.
There's been I heard a stat today. It's like I don't want to get this wrong, but it was like the 19th either mass. I think it was the 19th school shooting this year. Let me look it up real quick.
Are you serious? That just seems so crazy.
It seems otherworldly to me.
Yeah,
like
it doesn't. It feel like you just
27 school shootings so far in 2022 in the US, and it's May.
That's so
That's
crazy.
like 4 a month.
No, that's insane. Like that is actually crazy to think about that happened, and like it's so sad. Like that's like you couldn't even like fathom for that happening to like a school, like anyone.
I know.
But the fact that it's happened 27 times.
27 times.
You think happening once is like worse.
Who was the offender this morning?
I think it was an 18-year-old male.
Was it a high school, primary
School, I think.
Etch, dude.
Like, anyway, we'll move on because like I feel like it's pretty.
It's above our.
It's above our pay grade, but it just like something to. I think it's just something that just blows your mind a bit. Like
Totally.
That this actually
When that pops up in the news in the morning, you're like, oh my God.
Yeah, it actually like freaks me out.
Did you hear? I just read it on Twitter before. I think a lot of the parents from the, I assume the social circle of the incident was standing at the fire station, and it got to a point where they were like, if you're still at the fire station, like your kid's dead. And then, yeah.
Whoa.
Crazy, right?
Yeah, that's nuts.
Anyway.
But yeah, hopefully I heard like the Biden interview about it or his press conference about it. So maybe now that's not Trump, maybe someone else is going to do something about it. But seems like it is a pretty simple solution. Anyway, we'll move on.
Back to Nat Geo barflies.
Back to Nat Geo barflies, trivia that you need. To change it from gun facts, we've got dog facts for you.
Well, where did this stem from?
What?
How did you get here this week?
Well, how did I get here this week? I was just looking up interesting facts, really. I just
Okay.
started Googling facts and I thought, we'll start off with something simple, something that I actually understand.
Is this something that you do regularly? Or did
Semi-regularly.
Did you do this in the inspiration of Nat Geo Barflies?
Well, two things. One, this is a segment I think is going to do well for us.
Yep.
I think the people want to hear a bit of trivia. Everyone loves a good fact.
Sure.
Two, I'm studying for exams currently. I wanted something to distract me. I use this as the distraction.
Well, you've got to fill your brain up with more important stuff, Sander.
Do I want to learn about accounting regulation or do I want to learn 3 incredibly insightful dog facts?
Well, it'll help all the single men out there.
There you go.
Bring this up on your next Tinder date.
Here we go. So, get ready for this. Dogs. So, this is a pretty simple one, first off. Everyone always talks about they have a good sense of smell. It's 40 times more sensitive than the human sense of smell.
Do you reckon that'd be like overwhelming? It mustn't be because they're like adapted to have that smell.
Well, if you woke up one morning and you have this scent if you had this smelling ability of a dog, yes, I think you would find it slightly overwhelming.
Do you reckon
It'd be like, when Spider-Man gets his powers the first time, it would literally be like that. If you got their hearing and their whatever, you'd feel like that trying to adjust. Like it'd be pretty hectic.
Yeah, it'd be like, I don't know, I feel like it'd be overwhelming. Do you reckon you'd be able to smell like the kitchen and then like the plants in your room? And, like, you'd be able to smell. Would you be able to differentiate what was going on? Because can you smell more than one thing at once as a human?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can you?
Surely. Like if you're cooking something and there's an aroma of smells, that's multiple smells. So if you're cooking garlic, chili, onion in a pan and they all hit you at the same time. Yeah, you can smell that.
But you smell them as one. You don't smell them as like...
Yeah, but that's multiple.
Well, I'm saying, what if it was two very jarring scents?
Like shit and that. Is that what you kind of mean?
Sure, yeah.
Well, actually, no, I can because similar to dogs, like if the lawn is freshly mowed and my dog does a freshly laid poo, I can actually smell both very strongly.
That's a great example.
So like I'm getting an attack from the poo and an attack from the hay fever. It's actually a very unpleasant experience, but it answers your question.
Sure. Okay. Yeah, that was a great analogy. Actually.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah. So yeah, that's a fact. That's the first one. Dogs can learn over 100 words and gestures, and have the intelligence equivalent of a 2-year-old on average.
Okay.
I thought that was quite interesting.
It's hard to gauge, like, when I see a toddler, it's hard, I'll do it. It's hard to, like, gauge their age, and there's no 2-year-olds in my life.
Yeah.
Or in my, my radius at the moment.
Okay.
All my cousins.
Well, what about your boss's kid?
He's not, I don't know how old he is. I think he's, like, just 1.
Okay. So he's close.
He can run, but he can't really talk or anything. I mainly just talk to him. He doesn't really talk back.
Okay, fair enough. Like a bit of therapy. Like he doesn't know. Like you just tell him about your problems, but just to vent.
Well, when I was babysitting him last week, we unpacked my,
troubled week.
my deepest and darkest fears.
Yeah.
He wasn't too helpful, but
Yeah.
But like, yeah, okay. Does anyone ever get past like sit though?
Well, I feel like this might be factual in that they have the potential to do it, but maybe you don't. Like, I reckon Ziggy, my dog, knows maybe 15 to 20 things. But that ranges from, like, get in the car to, like, going for a walk to, like, go to the toilet. Do you know what I mean?
All very dog-based activities.
Like, nothing, I'm not, like, turn to page 56. What colour is that?
Yeah.
You know? Keeping it pretty dog specified. And he's 12, so it's a bit late to kind of try to teach him how to read, I guess.
Well, you know what they say.
Can't teach an old dog new tricks.
You can't.
But yeah, I guess they are pretty dog related. But he knows. But he would, like, if I looked at him a certain way, or kind of point, or I'm doing said activity, he can kind of gauge. He, like, knows what's going on.
For example? Are you saying again just in terms of like getting in the car? If you open the door and say get in the car and point, he'll like do it?
Or just so say if I was bringing him inside and I was holding his bed and his blanket I'd put his bed down, and then he still waits for me to then put the blanket down as well, instead of just running onto the bed straight away.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
Like he's aware of what I'm doing,
Okay.
so he's kind of learned, I guess.
Yeah. I gotcha.
That's one example I can think of right now.
One of the hundreds.
Yeah. Well, of the 100. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Sorry.
That's okay. Last fact. Here we go. Similar to humans, dogs can be right or left pawed. However, I don't think there's been a registered case of any dogs being ambidextrous yet.
Do you think, like, you know how all left-handers are just weird?
Yeah.
Left-handers are weird.
Are you
dude.
left-handed?
No, I'm not left-handed.
Oh. That would make more sense. But yeah, anyway.
You're left-handed, aren't you?
No.
Left-handers are like, yeah, I'm left-handed, but I write with my right. I play darts with my left.
Mm.
I play golf with my left. I swim with my right. And you're like, hang on.
It's a bit all over
Sort
the
it
shop.
out, dude.
Yeah. Like, pick one.
Mm.
You can't be both.
But also, isn't that so funny that like one hand is more dominant than the other in general when you think about it?
What do you mean? Oh,
Like,
just like the idea that you're more capable with
I
one.
feel way more confident like throwing a tennis ball up and catching it with my right.
Okay.
But-
I actually, yeah, on that, at work, because I'm carrying a lot of plates, to try and like get better, what's the word? Coordination. I always try and carry more stuff in my left. Or like I'll try and put stuff in my left hand just to try and be more coordinated.
Interesting.
Because I feel like, I don't know, it could be helpful.
Do you brush your teeth with your left?
No,
They
but
say
that
to
would
do
be a
that.
good way
They
to,
say
that
to-
would be a good way to start.
That's where they say to start. Brush your teeth with your left.
I don't try and write or anything because my handwriting's already bad enough, so writing in my left hand won't help.
I try and sometimes when I'm just bored, I like stand in here and like if I'm on the phone or something, I throw a ball at the wall and I try and throw it with my left.
Right.
And it feels so wrong. But I think I've started to get better at it.
Yeah.
And the only other time I try to do it is at soccer. Like I try and just improve my left foot. But I don't try and improve my left side in any other sense. But I should.
Makes sense. But yeah, it is weird to think that you just kind of take the one. Surely tradies must be good at using like both hands. Like would be quite coordinated with both hands.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because from my 1 year of experience, like the situations you've been in, like if you've got to hammer something or you've got to hold a drill a certain way or hold a bit
house,
of like I feel like angle and situation depending, you have to find a way to do it.
And you're in different scenarios every day, sort of thing.
Yeah, so I feel like tradies would be
That's a good one.
pretty good in that
Shast
sense.
Age.
Yeah, should ask EJ, see what he says. But yeah, there's your facts. Nat Geo Barflies.
Okay, something's just come to my mind right now.
Hit me with it.
And it's really dribbly, so you're going to have to stay with me here.
Okay, I'm locked in.
But one thing I like to ask people
Okay.
is if you were alive in like the caveman times, what would your role be in the tribe? Because
What are the roles available? What are you laying out for me?
That's part of the question, you know. It's part of the beauty. You ask people and they come up with something. For example, I feel like I'd be really good at like making traps and like catching rabbits. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
And like I feel like EJ would be out like running along the plains, like chasing deer and throwing rocks at stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe
What do you think your role in the tribe would be?
just vibes. Just bring the vibes. Bring the clapping sticks and bring the vibes, mate. That's it.
It's a great question to ask people at like 2 a.m.
Yeah, look, specifically it's not 2 a.m., but I haven't really given it much thought. But great question nonetheless.
I shouldn't have asked you on the spot. You don't do well under pressure.
There's a lot to consider in that aspect. I'm best when I let things marinate sometimes.
Well, get back to me next week.
Yeah.
Another example, Kane, my other roommate, he thinks he would be like something involving water.
Okay.
Like maybe perhaps he'd like go out in the day and like spearfish in like knee-deep water, you know?
Okay. That's interesting.
Because I'm not amphibious, you know, I wouldn't thrive out in the water. But I feel like I'm like kind of like technical and good at that stuff. So maybe I could like catch some rabbits or something.
Well, you are head of tech here at the Barflies podcast. So
Self-appointed.
the self-appointed head of tech and tribe trap leader is very similar roles.
They go hand in hand.
They go
I would
hand.
say.
There's a lot of similarities there.
Tribe trap leader.
Yeah, tribe trap leader.
I feel like I'd have a little posse of like 9-year-olds and we'd just fucking be menaces, you know?
Yeah. So in this scenario, your best mates are 9-year-olds, and you make traps.
Well, you're my best mate, so that's good.
Yeah, true. Thanks, mate. Nice. Should we hit us the back page?
Yeah,
That's 45. That was a quick 45.
yeah. I blacked out.
That flew past.
We covered a range.
like
just
every
then.
to be like every week. Wow, that flew past. What a 45, eh? I got two things I want to talk about for the back page that's not footy. Firstly being okay, I want to get into, I don't know if anyone's been following the swimming media recently in regard that's been getting a bit of attention, mainly because Cody Simpson, ex-pop star, has become heartthrob pop star, I should say, winner of the Masked Singer, has become an Australian swimmer.
I feel like that'll shock a few of our listeners. The only reason I know that is because my sisters watch The Masked Singer.
Right.
But other than that, and until you just brought him up again this afternoon, Cody Simpson's probably only crossed my mind maybe twice in the last decade. Now,
Once in a dream.
sure.
Yeah. And
Unfortunately,
then,
a dream. Yeah.
And then today.
But now he's an athlete rather.
Well, he's always been a high level swimmer from my research. But what's happened? So there's the world champions for swimming is this year, and the Commonwealth Games is also this year, or next year maybe.
No, it's this year.
This year, sorry. And then the event that Cody Simpson's competing in, world champion and silver medalist winner Carl Chambers, is competing. So he auto qualifies for that position, and so Cody Simpson would then get kicked out. So what's happened is pretty much Cody Simpson. So the media have drummed up this kind of vilifying narrative on Chambers.
Is it Chalmers or Chambers? Is it Chalmers and you've written Chambers? Should I Google it while you talk?
I think it's Chalmers.
Okay.
Carl Chalmers.
Kyle
Wait, have I?
Chalmers. Yeah, it is Chalmers.
Yeah. Anyway, so they've tried to write this like vilifying narrative where they're coming out and saying that because Cody Simpson is going out with his ex-girlfriend now, that he's doing it out of spite. But if this swimmer wasn't Cody Simpson, who already has a following and media attention, no one would give a shit.
What? So I'm confused. What's he done wrong?
Nothing. He's taking his spot rightfully at the world, but the media have tried to like make it out like he's a villain.
Sorry, what qualified him for the spot? Being the world champion?
Well, he at the Swimming World Cup, he won gold in that event, and then also at the Olympics, he won silver. So auto qualifies him.
What auto qualifies him though? Both the gold or the silver?
Both, I think. Oh, sorry, the silver. The silver did.
The silver qualifies him.
Yeah.
So he rightfully earned his place at the swimming championship.
Yeah, and they're trying to make it out. And swimming's an individual sport as well. So he's got to do what's best for him. Yeah, it comes at the expense of
A fellow
another
Australian,
swimmer.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like if he is the best swimmer that should be going there, then he should be going. And he's within his right to accept or deny the spot.
Chances are they're probably mates. You know, if they've come up together swimming.
Well, I don't know if they've come up together.
But they'd be in the same vicinity, right? Like if they're both like professional Australian athletes, you'd assume that
At some point they would have met
they would
each
have been
other.
coming up together, right? Like especially if they're traveling to tournaments or I don't know what swimmers
Well,
do.
I don't know how recently, because I think Cody Simpson was a big swimmer, then obviously became pop star, then went back to swimming.
But he was a pop star like in 2011.
Yes, but they would have crossed paths, I'm sure, in recent years.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I'm agreeing with you. Like the fact that media has probably totally just like.
I just think it's so wrong. And now he has to he's taking a break from swimming for like mental health reasons because of this treatment the media's drummed up. Which I think is quite like unethical reporting, just to literally make up stories like that to sell. Like, and it happens a lot. And obviously like this is it happens a lot now because it's easy clickbait because it makes it out as like a reality TV scenario. So people are like, oh yeah. But it's just, I just find it's just rubbish.
Unfortunately, not everyone is as self-aware as we are.
Yeah.
You know, and we're also very that was a joke, everyone, by the way. We're also very vocal about how anti-mainstream media we are. At least I am on the pod. So this kind of just like, this is just us getting behind that again.
Yeah, it's just such bad they should be. I don't want to. It's just annoying. I just hate it.
Question: does the Cody Simpson CD in your car have anything to do with this?
It does. I feel very strongly about it. But we got to move on because I don't want to get too emotional about this kind of thing.
Okay.
The other topic we wanted to talk about in the back page today, that wasn't necessarily footy, was, I don't know, for all our football or our soccer fans out there, a mega transfer has taken place over the weekend. The weekend or last couple of days?
Not a transfer.
Well, transfer saga has come to an end, per se. That's probably the best way to put it.
Yes, come to a head. Even.
Yeah. So Kylian Mbappe, French football player, 23, same age as us. Makes me kind of depressed, to be fair, that he's the same age as us.
Yeah.
What have I achieved? Nothing. What's he done? Won the World Cup.
Well, does he have a podcast? No, he doesn't. I don't think.
But he could probably get one if he wanted. Future of the footballing world, if he doesn't win a Ballon d'Or, I'll be very surprised. However, he was G'd up to go to Real Madrid. He's been G'd up for years to go there. And in a last-ditch effort, PSG have just offered him this monster salary. Just huge. And, control over things like which players they sign, which coach they sign, sporting director, etc. Things that, as a 23-year-old football player, I'm surprised if he would know very much about.
Put it this way. If you work or play at PSG, Kylian Mbappe is now your
boss.
father.
He's your boss.
He's your dad.
Yeah.
Basically. And if he wanted to pull your pants down and spank you for being a naughty boy, he probably could.
He probably could. And there'd be somewhere in his contract that would allow him to do that as well.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
And no one could...
And you couldn't say anything. You
couldn't.
can't say anything.
You just say, yes, daddy.
That was crook.
Sorry.
That was crook. Far out. So what the deal is... What the deal is Mbappe signed a 3-year deal with rumoured to be just over 100 million euros signing bonus. So just for signing the contract, that's what he's earned. And then over 3 years, each year, he's set to earn 50 million euros.
So what, like
and
90 million Australian?
Yeah, something like that. Just crazy numbers. And then on top of that, PSG also have to pay another 30, just a cheeky, if you've got it spare, 35 million euros to his ex-club Monaco for a previous contract clause. That means if he renewed with them, they have to pay Monaco that money, which literally blows my mind.
It's an unfathomable amount of money. 52 million seems, what's that? Like $1 million a week. $1 million euros a week, essentially.
So this deal, so he would earn 250 million euros over 3 years.
Not to mention like goal bonuses, there'd be tournament bonuses. There'd be achievement bonuses as well, probably.
And then
sponsorships, ads.
That is that's insane. That is insane to think about that.
He'd probably get $1 million for like posting on Instagram.
Like dead set. And it's insane. But the thing is, like, the team, PSG, they've been spending so much money trying to literally buy a Champions League for years and not being able to.
Still haven't really come close.
They've got to one final.
Who was that against?
Bayern Munich. And Munich won.
2 years ago?
Yeah. So, will they? I don't know. Apparently, as a result of this, they've opened up the bidding on Neymar for acceptable offers which I'll get to, there's something called financial fair play, which teams have to abide by. There's league rules and then there's also UEFA rules. And as a result of this
salary cap of sorts?
Of sorts, yeah, of sorts. It's to do with like club losses and how much money your club's generating and what that means you can afford. Because if it was salary caps, it's a bit different in football. However, La Liga, the Real Madrid are in the La Liga competition in Spain, and they've launched an official complaint with UEFA in regards to this, simply to the fact that the PSG has posted like back-to-back years of losses. I think last season, or last year, I should say, recorded, I think it was over 200 million in losses. So they're going, how can you afford this deal if, like it is on, and you know what? They're actually right, I think. Like they shouldn't be able to just, pay someone that much money without sacrificing anything, because it brings like the sustainability and like the stability of the transfer market under
Integrity.
Yeah, it does. It's already unfair as it is, and that just makes it even more unfair. So I actually agree with them doing that.
Yeah. Like Real Madrid, they're really struggling as well. So it's like...
But it's not Real Madrid, it's La Liga.
Oh, the La Liga's complaining.
Yeah, but it's probably like Real Madrid are backing it.
Yeah. But the La Liga a lot of their money would have been riding on Mbappe. Or,
exactly.
Like they would have...
Well, but the thing is as well, though, like where would PSG get their money from? Because I know that they've obviously got super mega rich owners, but the league
can't be paying for that.
But like the League One, like they would definitely have their sponsors as well. But League One is hardly one of the big 3 leagues in the world. Maybe it's 4, 5, or 6. Which would still give money to do. Like this is in the EPL, which is the biggest league in the world with the most money in it. You don't even see this happen there.
No. It's weird. I don't know. We'd probably have to look into it a bit
more.
I think the reason PSG just will always struggle to win a Champions League is because like their centre backs go from marking like a full-time plumber, part-time footballer on Wednesday to marking Lewandowski on Saturday.
Yeah.
And it's like
game on.
You know what I mean? Whereas like in the Prem, like even if you're versing Southampton, like you got a tough game. Not that Southampton are in the Prem anymore. That was a bad example. Try Leeds.
No, Southampton are in the Prem.
Are they? Yep. I've been following really closely this
year.
Burnley,
Watford, and Norwich got relegated.
Norwich are up and down, aren't they?
Yeah.
Look, Mbappe basically owns the entirety of France. He's got the keys to the city, I'm pretty sure.
Jeez, wouldn't be a bad night out in Paris with him, though, especially with a couple dollars under the belt. Jeez, you'd have some fun.
Do you reckon he has fun, Mbappe?
Him and Neymar, do you reckon they have fun together on a night out? Just unlimited budget as well. Unlimited budget, and everyone wants to be your mate.
Yeah. That would, yeah.
Like...
You could choose who you wanted to come out with you.
Like...
You could just walk into a room and be like, you.
Wow. They would have some fun. They would have.
Well, we have fun with I have fun with like $30 in my account.
Yeah.
So.
Let alone 100 mil.
Yeah.
All right, let's get on to a bit of footy, hey? Let's get on to something we know
more about.
Let
me get up the scores just to jog my memory of what actually.
So we're going to are we going to talk about the round coming, or are we going to talk about last round?
I think we talk about some general points. We'll start with Tommy Turbo
out for the season.
I spoke to my mate Jamie on the weekend. Big Manly fan. He was shattered. Not only is Manly's season over, but I think it just kind of hurts to see Tommy out again. I was disappointed to see it, so it's like...
Yeah, and it sucks for the upcoming Origin as well. Because you want to see him play, because he's so good to watch.
We wanted to see him play in the comp as well.
And he hadn't started ripping yet.
No, he was just getting there. He was just starting to heat up. It kind of looked like his injuries were behind him. And then, like...
Well, this wasn't a follow-on injury of those. This was a dislocated shoulder or elbow.
That's the most frustrating part. This wasn't his body letting him down. It was
just unlucky.
Unlucky rugby league injury, you know?
Just happens. He'll be back.
He will be back. What else happened
But Manly,
last week?
if Manly make the 8, they'll be doing well.
I'll be surprised.
So will I, to be fair.
I'd be more surprised if Manly made the 8 than if they didn't.
With the way that the league is shaping up, I'll be very surprised.
Well, they're 10th. They're 10th now.
It'd be a good effort to get to 8.
It'd be a good effort, yeah.
Canberra have started ripping.
Canberra?
They've started putting together full games. They've been going good halves, bad halves the whole year. Last couple games,
Now Jamal's back.
Jamal.
Jack Whiten's in.
they're
Team's
starting to
looking hot.
shape up pretty nicely.
Unfortunately, Jared Croker dislocated his elbow during the week.
Yeah, you hate to see that. You
Which
hate
you
to
do
see it.
hate to see.
I
like the Raiders, though.
Yeah, I like the Raiders. But, yeah, they're shaping up nicely. I don't expect them to lose too many players to their origin. Maybe 2. Maybe Whiten and probably Papali.
Definitely Papali. Maybe not even Whiten. He'll at least be 18th man, though, I think, Jack Whiten. He'll be there or thereabouts.
Not Appy?
Not
Appy Coruscant?
We're talking about the Raiders, bro.
I was talking about Origin 18th man. You were saying
sorry.
Whiten, and I said might be Appy, so they might not even be Whiten.
Yeah, true. Well, there's 18th and 19th usually.
Oh, okay, true.
So one of them, I assume one of them will be Whiten. I still kind of feel like he could jag a spot in the centres just quietly.
Well, they love him. They always
do.
pick him.
They
I mean,
do.
I got nothing. I like Jack White, but they always like picking him. So, and to be fair, he's a good player.
He's a freak.
Like only a few years ago, he won Dally M.
Yeah.
So
I forgot about that, hey.
like he's a beast.
Yeah.
So why
Still an
wouldn't
animal.
you pick
And
him?
like he's still ripping for the Raiders.
And have you ever seen the bloke miss a tackle?
No.
Like he honestly is one of the biggest players in the league, and he plays 6.
He's big. He's a big horse.
Like he's just strong.
And he's fast.
Yeah.
Remember when he was a fullback? And it
Yeah.
just kind of looked like he was always just going to be average, and then he moved to 6, and he was like, okay, he's one of the best 6s in the comp now.
Yeah. Beast.
Has Cam Munster won a Dally M? No.
No. No. He
Jack
hasn't.
Whiten has.
And he won the Norm Smith,
I don't even know what that is, to be honest.
the NRL Grand Final winning medal.
Clive Churchill.
Clive Churchill, Norm Smith, AFL. Sorry. Yeah, he won that as well.
Isn't
in a
that the
losing
Brownlow?
side.
Oh, no, the Norm Smith side. Yeah.
It's the
Anyway,
we're on fire.
onwards.
Canberra ripping. Rabbitohs in mud.
What else we got? Oh,
Well,
Cowboys.
The Cowboys got up.
Our second favourite team.
Geez, I feel bad for Manly this weekend though, because they've got the Storm, who will be with Hughes back, Grant out.
Grant out.
Hughes in.
Why is Grant out?
Injury.
Well,
I don't know why. Well,
Devo, they got Brandon Smith to come in.
yeah, Brandon Smith hasn't. He's been not been playing that. Like even when he comes off the bench, he's usually electric. He has not been the same this year.
Is he kind of well?
I think it must be something to because like he's going to the Roosters next year. It's confirmed. He just kind of not. I don't know if he's 100% the same Brandon Smith we've seen over the past couple of years.
Well, yeah. I mean, to reach the heights he was at last year, he was literally the best 9 in the comp.
Well, but he's been like he's just not the same. Like he
Well,
doesn't seem to have that same kind of. Maybe it's the team itself.
He's
and the
moving
way
around. Dude, he started at prop last week.
Yeah.
Like, he's been all over the shop. So, I don't know. It's kind of...
I like watching him play when he's on though because he's so good to watch.
Oh, yeah.
So I hope he finds that back again.
That rhythm.
But I've not seen him get it yet this year,
Yeah.
which I think is a fair assessment.
Yeah, no, I agree. But again, him coming in at 9 for Harry Grant is like...
Not the worst.
It's handy.
Mm,
It's a word I'd use for sure.
definitely. I think I would not like to be Manly this week. I think the Storm will be a lot better.
13 plus.
I doubt. When's the last time the Storm lost 3 games in a row? Probably never. Probably never.
Yeah. Never happened.
I mean, there's a first time for everything, but I don't think it's going to be against Manly with no turbo at Amy Park.
Look,
just quietly.
Unless it was in the Genghis Khan era.
Not
I
happening.
don't think it happened.
No.
Did he play for Melbourne?
He might have. He might. Maybe in the years where they were over the salary cap.
Yeah, Genghis Khan was at the lock. So
Yeah.
just
Last week's games again. Dragons and Tigers got up, say less.
Happy
Eels getting piggybacked by the ref. Act shocked. Same with the Broncos.
all right.
And
Let's-
is there anything else from last week?
I can't remember if there's any other.
Nico back to 7. Sharks
Sharks
just get home.
No other major headlines. I don't think we'll cover the Origin stuff in the upcoming weeks. Obviously, I don't have too much to say about the upcoming round. I don't have too much to say. We did discuss the Titans.
Well, it's the round before Origin, so players that are in contention are going to be on. So it could be a massive week of footy. Like if you're looking for matchups, I think the round of the week, I dare say, there's 2 good games actually. So you got Panthers Cowboys, great game, and I think Panthers are at home, so that'll be a good watch. And then you've also got That'll be a good game because that's two form teams of the comp. But then you've got the Broncos Titans who are playing. And the reason that'll be a good game is because one, Brisbane Queensland Derby. Two, you've got about half the Maroons team playing in that one game. So, and especially a lot of forwards, a lot of young players trying to get a start in this Origin team. You know, it's open season for Queensland players. If you're playing well enough, you'll get picked. So I think that'll be a ripper.
Adam Reynolds out. This might be our tip for the week. Titans into Fafita, anytime try scorer.
I'm going Titans into Fafita, into Stags, into overs.
I like it.
Sink your teeth into that.
I like it.
Yeah?
I like it a lot.
Yeah.
But it'd get you like $9 and pay you more.
That's got to be at least $15.
Yeah. You reckon?
Yeah. We'll see.
If that comes back again, clip this.
Oh. Well, I said Ben Travojevic anytime, and he got over.
It did. But you've just given us a 4-leg multi, so.
And also, if you're going to bet on the Manly game, the Grim Reaper, George Tafua, back in the Manly side. God, we love to see it.
Yeah, you do love to see that. Tafua to score. Melbourne 13 plus.
Tafua anytime. Yeah. Yeah.
Nick Maney back at fullback as well, which is good.
Good call. Any other games this week that we need to go through quickly?
I don't think so.
Anything?
So I keep
Let's. We've got a couple minutes left. Sharks Roosters. Keep your eyes on that. Other than that, you've got a bit. I dare say, poo-slinger, my own team, the Dragons versus the Bulldogs.
The Bulldogs just like...
This is a game the Dragons will lose.
This is what I said last week.
This has got a Dragons loss written all over it. I'm actually terrified. One win and we could be theoretically inside the top 8.
Yeah.
But also, this is the exact kind of scenario where we lose.
And this is like exactly as you say. One win and you're in the 8, and a loss and they're like...
You're back into the pack.
Is Hook's job on the line? And you're like, Buzz Rutherford, get out.
But he's right, though. No, I'm terrified, but I hope we win. Tigers Rabbitohs.
Always a good game. Why is this such a good game every time?
Actually, Warriors Knights, poo-slinger. But Rabbitohs Tigers, Tigers paying $4.
No, I think it's dropped, didn't you say?
Well, it might have. But if you're not going Gold Coast Titans into West Tigers,
you hate value.
You hate value, and you hate,
You don't get punting.
You don't get punting. You don't get NRL. So sink your teeth. Actually, hold on a second. Everyone scratch that. Rewind. Gold Coast into Newcastle into Tigers. If you put $10 on that, the world's your oyster. You'll be as rich as Kylian Mbappe.
Look,
all right?
You may as well be going out with Neymar on Saturday night.
Listen to that. Okay, you'll have some fucking fun coupons to spend. It's a Smokies round. This is the Smokies round. I'm calling it.
Okay. Yeah.
Big call. Yeah. Live and die by the sword. Yeah, I do. But, that's what happens.
Well,
I'm a big game player.
We'll circle back to this next. Well, we might not even remember that we did this, but...
Probably won't. Don't worry about it.
Okay, are we pretty much done here?
Music. Do you have a song? Ready?
Yes. Song of the week this week, Memory Box by Peter Cat Recording Co. Don't remember where I heard this song, but my friend showed it to me again this week. And look, happy to have it back in the arsenal. Always good when you stumble back across a song that you never,
Much like I was discussing with Justin Timberlake last week.
Exactly.
Yeah, correct.
But, I'm ready to embrace,
There you go.
metaphorically and physically with this song.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll spoon. Hopefully I'll be the little. Who knows? We'll see what happens. Let's wrap this up before it gets weird. I've got training in 20 minutes.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for listening. We're wrapping up another great episode. Episode 37. Remember, the bracket is coming up. Send us some ideas if you're still here. We'd love to hear them. This is Alexander.
I'm Cody.
And we'll see you next week.
Adios.